Okay, resetters, I am coming to you with my weekly live on fasting to answer your questions. But first, I have to share with you something that has been heavy on my heart, and I have come up with a really cool way for us to roll out Fast Training Week, which is next week. Here, I'm going to roll it out here on YouTube. So I want to explain what that looks like. So first, let's talk about what's heavy on my heart. I feel like if there's ever been a time in the world that we need to spread joy and happiness, it is now. So I have been down a huge rabbit hole of research this week looking at how we can use fasting to be able to upregulate some of the neurotransmitters that make us happy. And I have discovered that there are 4 neurotransmitters that we can influence through fasting. The first one is dopamine, and dopamine is so interesting because dopamine is the hormone that not only makes us happy, but it motivates us, and it's the reward hormone. So every time your phone dings, every time you get a like or a comment on a social media, you're getting a dopamine rush. And there's been a lot of study and controversy over if you can dopamine fast, if that will help reset your dopamine levels. And from what I can tell in research, the answer is no. Staying off of your phone, staying off of social media, not having those dopamine fixes doesn't necessarily reset your dopamine levels. But what does is a very specific type of fast, like we're doing, right? So a specific time to a very specific time frame of fasting, they are seen will reset dopamine signaling pathways in our brain. I have a whole video on that coming out tomorrow. Please go watch it, because if we ever needed more dopamine, it would be right now. The second hormone I want to teach you guys how to influence is something called GABA. GABA calms the brain. And we know that there's a mechanism in fasting that will happen that as soon as this mechanism gets turned on, you will start to make more GABA. I'll talk about that in the video tomorrow. Then there's serotonin. Serotonin is made in your gut, so there are fasts we can do to repair our gut so that we can upregulate serotonin. Serotonin is the feel-good. It's like the well-being neurotransmitter. Like when you're walking around and you're just like, I don't know, just feel good. That is serotonin. Dopamine is like you're on a high, you're on a dopamine rush. Serotonin is just that yummy feeling. And serotonin can influence melatonin, it can influence oxytocin. So I'm going to show you how to fast to bring up serotonin. And then the last fast that we'll be talking about, I'll be talking about on my video tomorrow, is a fast that improves BDNF. And BDNF is like brain fertilizer, and when you tap into this specific fast, what will happen is you can upregulate all the other neurotransmitters. So BDNF is like at the top of the neurochemicals you want to get. Plus you can repair neurons in your brain, you can have better mental clarity. So I tell you all that to tell you that next week is Fast Training Week. And in the past, I have done Fast Training Week through primarily my Resetter Collaborative on Facebook. And what we have heard from you guys is that you have been trying to find the information that I put out on Fast Training Week. I usually, in my Resetter Collaborative, what I do is every day of Fast Training Week, I come and educate you, and then I do 2 lives a week. This next Fast Training Week, I am going to do the education here on YouTube. And so there will be 5 videos that I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to keep them short, I promise. I'll keep them to 5 minutes. And each day of Fast Training Week will be a different video explaining what the fast you're doing that day is doing to your body and giving you motivational tips to stay the course for your fast that day. If you are new to my fast training week, what I do is we always have a theme. So the theme next week is happiness. We're going to take all these different ways of improving these neurotransmitters and we're going to put them together in a 5-day fasting experience. And so the video tomorrow is going to explain what those 5 days will look like. Those of you that want to water fast, let me know. Just put, I'm going to be water fasting next week. Put it in the comments or put it in the comments on the video tomorrow. You can always water fast. That's an option. And we've now included in all of our fast training weeks a beginner fast option. So you will have 3 options for fast training week. Water fast 3 to 5 days. You have the option of the beginner fast, and then you have the happiness option that I think a lot of you who have been fasting with me will be excited about. Here's how it's going to work. So every day we will put a different video out, 5-minute video. It'll start Monday, and we're putting it out on East Coast time, so it will go out around 6 o'clock East Coast time here in America, New York time. And it will be a short video talking about what the fast for the day is doing to your neurotransmitters that control happiness. So each day is going to have a different theme and is going to have a different neurotransmitter that you will be working on. So those will be educational to keep you focused on what you're trying to accomplish during this fast training week. Tomorrow's video will be the overview of how these 3 options work and how the happiness fast will work. My team is then taking that video and making little squares that will write it out for those of you that want more of a visual of what this will look like. Those squares will go on the community page here on YouTube. It'll also go on Instagram. If you need support during fast training week, you have 2 places you can get support. One is the Resetter Collaborative. So those of you in the Resetter Collaborative in Facebook, you are amazing at cheering each other on and supporting each other. We love that. We will be there. It'll be the raw place, and it's free. So please join our Resetter Collaborative in Facebook. If you haven't joined, just put Resetter Collaborative in your comments, and my team will send you the link. If you feel like you need more guidance, like you want to know more about your blood sugar levels, or you're so passionate about building a fasting lifestyle and you want more guidance, this is what we're doing in my Reset Academy. So we will be running Fast Training Week in the Academy as well. My Reset guides are in there supporting those people, answering questions. I will be over there answering our Academy members' questions. So you can choose what works best for you. The information about how to do Fast Training Week will be here on YouTube. And I will be having those videos come to you every single day. So bear with me. I don't normally put 5 videos out in a week. And I'm really excited to have this be an evergreen fast training week for you guys. You can, if you ever need more happiness, you can come back to this playlist. We are starting a playlist of fast training weeks. If you guys like this new format that we do, then each month I will have the information categorized here under a playlist that says Fast Training Week. That way you can do Fast Training Week anytime. We did anti-aging last month. Next month, I'm going to do some fasting techniques around anti-anxiety. We always, of course, do fasting around weight loss. That gets thrown in there. So every month I have a different theme. And when I have it now here on YouTube, what I can do is I can keep those categorized. So if you want to do a fast training week, but the community isn't doing it, and you're like, but I want to do it now, you just go to the playlist and you can follow day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and you can do a self-guided fast training week. You might grab some friends and do them together. So that's the vision. Give me feedback. This channel is for you. So I am always working to bring you the best information in the clearest way and serve you in the best way that I can. So please give me feedback and let me know If that's how that sounds. On next Thursday when I do this live, you can let me know, like, how was it to receive a video every day on my channel? Again, I don't want to flood you with information, but I am so clear that fasting is not only helping millions overcome incredible diagnoses and horrible health situations, but what we see is people are becoming happier, clearer, calmer people. That's what we need right now, especially here in America. That's what we need right now. We need happy people. Let's start. I mean, here we are on YouTube, 200 and some thousand people here on YouTube, and we got another 100,000 of you on the other platforms. We need us all to be happy right now, and let's use fasting as a tool to do that. So information on YouTube, free support on the Resetter Collaborative and Facebook, guided support in the Academy, and then my amazing Instagram team will take this information and make nice little pretty squares on Instagram so that we can chunk the information down. So I'm going to open it up for questions, but I just wanted to come. Let me know if that's clear. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you're excited. I'm kind of excited about it, so I'm hoping that you're catching the vision of what I'm trying to do here.
Great. Okay, we've got a lot of people on, again, all over the world.
Awesome.
You know, if you haven't let us know where you are in the world, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We're a worldwide community, so please let us know where you're from.
Right. And we're not going to be doing any specific conditions or causes with people's cases. We're going to be talking about general fasting things.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So Sequoia's saying that when on these kind of lives, I wish I could crawl through the camera and we could chat and we could really get this figured out for you. And so on specific cases, I don't always know your whole health history. So if you're really looking to build a fasting lifestyle and handle a specific case, please come into the Academy, because that's what we're doing with the members over there. And we do Zoom calls. Like when I get off here, I have a Zoom call with them, and then we can talk through. I can literally crawl through the camera, and we can have a conversation about what the best fast is for you. So know that. But I also want you guys to always have free information from me. So this is why I come to you weekly.
Great. Somebody I know wanted to know if men were welcome over in the collaborative.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the Academy. Let's
talk about this for a second. So men are welcome everywhere in every platform that I have. So, what happened a year ago that I realized is that there was a real need for women to understand how to fast differently. So I've done a lot of videos on that. I also, as a 51-year-old woman, have used fasting to really help build a healthy lifestyle as I move through menopause. And I wrote a whole book. In fact, for you guys that are interested in the Menopause Reset, the print book is ready for pre-order. So please go and pre-order it. There's great information in there. Marianne Williamson actually read it last weekend and sent me a message that she loved it, gave me an endorsement, called a bunch of her friends to go read it. It was an awesome moment. But for the men, yes, please, you're welcome here. You're welcome in the collaborative. You're welcome in the Academy. And men, I want to make a point here. When we look at the hormonal hierarchy, when I say hormones, I'm not just saying women. Remember that hormones are not just estrogen. Testosterone is a major issue for men, especially in the toxic world we have. So when we look at this hormonal hierarchy where oxytocin influences cortisol and cortisol influences insulin and insulin influences testosterone, you guys, the same rules apply here. The beautiful thing is that you don't have to think about a cycle and fasting around your cycle, but you still can influence testosterone in a very positive way using fasting. So you're welcome on all of my platforms. Please, this is not a woman-only platform. So glad somebody asked that. And by the way, okay, I know I'm on a roll. I'm doing a 4-part series on fasting and hormones. And the next hormone I'm going to do is progesterone. And then after that, I'm doing testosterone. So sit tight. The testosterone research and fasting is coming. I have some old videos on it, so you can go find that. But testosterone is one of those hormones that greatly affects men. We know that. It also affects women. So we can't leave testosterone out.
Well, and fasting is great for men with all kinds of health issues as well. So
Yeah,
it's just men can do it a little easier.
Yeah, it's just different for men, so
Right.
that's why I delineate the two. The other thing on the men issue that I just really want to point out too, and this ties into the dopamine issue, is I found that some research this week showing that when people are insulin resistant and they are leptin resistant, leptin is the hormone that helps you burn fat, that their dopamine signaling pathways don't work as well. So they don't register dopamine and they don't produce dopamine as well when you are insulin resistant and leptin resistant. That goes for everybody. That's everybody. When we're talking happiness, we need both men and women to be happy. So know that.
That's right. So if you're getting into some stuff about fasting, this person is doing OMAD, and they're worried about taking supplements on an empty stomach.
Oh, great question.
It sounds like. So
Yeah.
you want to talk about supplements? And
Okay, so the question is 1 meal a day and supplements. They're struggling to take supplements. And I hear you. I had that same problem when I started really building a fasting lifestyle. Is like, where do my supplements fit in? And at that time, this was many years back, when I started like fasting longer and longer, I couldn't take my supplements on an empty stomach. Now, I have pared it down to the B vitamins. Anything with a B vitamin makes me nauseous, so I cannot take those on an empty stomach, so I take them when I eat. The other thing that I've learned is I have trained myself to start to take supplements on an empty stomach. And it was just like take a few at a time, and over time I was able to handle them better. So you might find that you can handle some better than others. The other thing is we recommend systemic formulas supplements a lot because they've all been tested for chemicals and they're free of toxins, and you can find those on Revelation Health. And they have liquids. So like their Moore's liquid is an incredible supplement for improving your methylation pathways. It's a really yummy liquid, doesn't have a poor taste. So I also try to do liquids when I'm doing my fasting as well. But you can, it doesn't matter, you can take it whenever. The only other, it's just personal preference and what your stomach can handle. But the other thing that I would say is the only time I say don't take a supplement is when you do a 3 to 5 day water fast, because you want to let the intelligence really do its thing. So just make sure that, but on intermittent fasting, 24-hour fasts, those kind of fasts, you can just keep your supplement regime. I hope that helps.
do you want to talk at all about, we have a bunch of people that are talking about the longer fasts they're doing.
Okay.
Some people are going for pretty long, over 10 days and things like that. And they're talking and they seem experienced.
Awesome.
Do you want to talk about how to stay safe?
Yeah, so let's talk about longer fasts, because you guys, the other thing, I think I've mentioned this before, if you haven't gone to the Resetter podcast, please go and listen to the podcast. We've had some incredible experts. I just found out too, Dave Asprey is going to come on. We're talking to Thomas Daylauer. We're going to be doing some collaboration with him. So shout out to him and his amazing channel. So I'm excited for that. But what the feedback that I get when I get these guests on is they go, "Oh my gosh, your resetters are so educated. They are such experts with fasting." And you guys are. It's amazing. So I realize that there's now more of a need to talk about these longer fasts. How do you be safe in these longer fasts? Because so many of you are really wanting to speed up the healing process. The number one thing is to watch your blood sugar and your ketones. Sequoia said somebody was in a 10-day fast. Please watch those numbers. The numbers will tell you if you need to break the fast or not. When you get down into the 50s in the American measurements with your blood sugar, or you get over like 7.0 in ketones, you're in a danger zone, and I really recommend you break your fast. The only caveat to that is if you are, if you've got a coach watching you or a doctor watching you or somebody overseeing you. We did this in our fat burner reset. We would do a 36-hour fast in there, and we just stay tuned to the community, and if anybody's numbers dip, they post it and we rush in and work to help them. So just be sensible, and then remember with fasting, you have to let your body tell you what's right. So the longer fast, it's especially important. We've seen people really hurt themselves by letting the mind tell them what's right. I want you to let your body tell you what's right, and that's why the monitoring your blood sugar is that important. And if you have a chronic condition, something like diabetes, you really should always have somebody overseeing you. Remember that when you're in a fast, sometimes you're like too close to it and you can't see beyond it. So you need somebody there to look at those numbers and support you through it and make sure you don't make any bad mistakes. So
great. That was really good advice.
Thank you.
We're having a lot of questions from women about both in menopause and perimenopause about periods stopping, but this woman said she did a fast and she's 60 and she got her period.
Oh, I love it.
And you want to talk about?
I'm sorry, but I love it. Okay, so I don't know if you heard what Sequoia said, but what have you posted that you're 60, you did a fast, you got a period? I love that. Let me tell you why. Okay, women, we have to fast different, and we have to fast different according to where we are in our journey of our cycle. So remember that fasting is healing. It's a healing diet. So when you go in and you start managing insulin for the first time, whether you're 40, 20, or 60, you are going to start to influence these sex hormones. So like I was interviewed by a friend who's writing a book on having a healthy baby, and we talked about how to really influence the sex hormones through fasting so you can have a healthy baby. Well, what happens to a lot of people when they go through menopause is that they don't change their lifestyle. They're doing the same things they did at 30 and 20. They're not getting the same result. They're gaining weight. Their hormones are whacked out. And then one day they figure out they should fast. And when they go to fast, all of a sudden they manage insulin. And when they become insulin sensitive, all of a sudden now that creates a hormonal signal to manage estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So I have seen more women start to get a cycle, maybe for a day or 2 days, who have been in menopause for decades, and they get a cycle. And it's a positive thing, because what's happening is your body is breaking down estrogen. It is trying to manage these hormones that should have been managed in your 40s. They're now getting managed in your 60s. You will find that you might get a cycle for a day, maybe for a couple of days, but then you probably won't. It's not like you're back on a cycle. It's just that there was some of those sex hormones that had to be balanced out, and the minute you balanced estrogen out, now they could balance out. That is life-saving. That is life-saving, because if you are not breaking down estrogen, it's staying in your tissues. And when it stays into your tissues, it creates cancer. So when you see me cheer that we brought somebody out of menopause temporarily, I am like, what my brain says is, we just took a major step in that person's body to prevent cancer. So please keep building a fasting lifestyle. If you haven't read the Menopause Reset, please go order it on Amazon. I want you to get this information, and the pre-orders for the book are out. So please get on there and understand there are 5 steps that every woman over 40, lifestyle steps, should be doing, and fasting is one of them. There's nothing to do for starting the period again. Just be thankful and know it's probably not going to stick around. So don't worry. We didn't put you back into a regular cycle again.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
So we're getting a lot of questions about supplements. We had that one about the woman when to take her supplement. Do you want to talk about food first and sort of talk about how you look at supplements and how you look at food? Yeah,
okay. So let's kind of do an overall supplement discussion here, and we can kind of tie it into fasting. What I stand for, what my channel stands for, what I teach people, my clients, my academy members, is that you always want to start with lifestyle first. And there are 5 things you need to look at when you are building a good lifestyle for yourself. And it doesn't matter where you are on this spectrum. You've got to look at building a fasting lifestyle, which we're teaching you here. You've got to look at varying your diet and finding the right diet for you, which is one of the things that we teach in our academy. You got to look at your microbiome and repairing the microbiome and really leaning into some of the polyphenol foods and supporting your microbiome from a lot of different angles. I've done some videos here. We do those in our resets as well. You got to look at your toxic load, and you got to look at your stress levels. So those are the 5 things that we kind of bounce around. Now, here's what's really cool, and what I like about these 5 things is that you can do these 5 lifestyle steps without ever taking a supplement. And I call it the magic mushroom. I see a lot of people go from conventional medicine where they are taking medication, and they find that the more medication they're taking, they just take more and more and more, and they're like, okay, well, I don't want to take medication anymore. And then somebody tells them, oh, well, if you take this supplement, it'll act like the medication. So they come over and they start taking supplements. And in that, they forget to even change their lifestyle. There is no magic pill, whether it's a medication or a supplement. Start with your lifestyle. Start with those 5 steps. I put this in the menopause reset. Please start with those 5 steps. And then once you have those 5 steps, then you can look at supplements as exactly what they are. Supplements. They should supplement a healthy lifestyle. You should not be on them forever. If you are on a supplement over and over and over again, you haven't created the proper lifestyle. I really recommend, we talk about this in the academy, like just go in with a set of supplements, be on them for a month, and then get off of them. The goal is not to be on supplements forever. So that would be sort of my general theory on supplements. The last thing I'll say, and if you want more clarification on supplements, let me know, is that supplements need to be clean and toxic free. And 99% of supplements are not. So for example, I would never purchase a set of supplements on Amazon. There's just not enough testing on there. This is why I love Revelation Health, is they are testing the supplements that are on that site. This is why I love systemic formulas, which you can find on Revelation Health. I have spent many days in their lab watching how they test it, and I know that they don't have chemicals, that there's no pesticides, there's no heavy metals. You can toxify yourself with supplements as easily as you can toxify yourself with medication if you're not doing the right stuff. So that would be the last thing I say. But please look at your lifestyle, because your lifestyle is the most important thing to get right first, and then do supplements. Did that answer the question?
That does. I think.
Did I lose everybody?
No, we definitely have a lot of people on, but we do have to run to the academy call.
Okay.
So do you want to last one about Fast Training Week?
Yeah, so again, you guys, I'm so excited about doing Fast Training Week with you. So please, if you have questions, please put them in the comments. You can put them in today's video, put the comments in here. Tomorrow when I do the overview video of Fast Training Week, please put it in the comments there. And each day I put out a new video next week. Please, if you have questions, I have a team of people. We have a growing team. We just brought another team member on to be able to serve you guys. So if you have questions, my team's there to answer them. And if you have a health puzzle to unravel for yourself and you feel like you're not getting everything you need through this free information, join us in the academy and let's get on a Zoom call as a group, and so that you can really understand that. But let me know what you think. I may be dreaming up my own thing here for Fast Training Week, but I'm so excited to create a space where you guys can get the Fast Training Week information succinctly, directly, and it can hopefully move you forward. I have a vision of 1 million people doing Fast Training Week with us. So if you want to bring your loved ones in, have them subscribe. If you hit the notification button here on my channel, whenever I go live next week in here, I may do some spontaneous lives because I want to make sure you guys are thriving and incredibly happy next week. And I also, when the video comes out, you'll be notified. So you guys are amazing. Let's all be happy together. So excited to do this, and just go put a smile on somebody's face, please. The world needs it right now.